What's up, guys? I have not filmed a selfie video in such a long time, and I haven't gotten any new Anatol equipment. However, we have added a fleet of some new interesting embroidery products. Well, embroidery machines, not really embroidery products, but some new embroidery machines to our facility, mostly so we can continuously focus on customization of your guys' products. So today I'm gonna try to film and time lapse myself opening this box. It's almost 5'3". It's probably like a little under 5 foot, so I do have to work on getting this cut open and cracked open so we can fire up the machine and kind of very quickly learn to see how it works, because as we begin to dabble into spring break, I do believe that this is going to be a huge demand with sweat sets. So funny enough, I wanted to personally go try to run this machine, and because the facility is located out of Cleburne, Texas, and every time I tried to go to learn how to use it in person, they were unavailable to help me or be able to physically see the machine. So this is truthfully my first time seeing it in person. I've watched some YouTube videos. But I did find that was hilarious for the amount of times of that, me trying to meet up with these people, that I just couldn't make it work, so. So it was stuck because it's half on here. This is seriously a huge box. Okay, anyways, enough of that. So the machine is smaller, thank goodness. I was highly concerned that I wasn't gonna know where to put the machine. Bring out the big guns for this one. Okay, so now that I got the big box off and spent some quality time with the dogs in there, I got the bare minimum saran wrap off. I wanted to bring you guys a little bit closer so you guys could have the ASMR just like I'm enjoying. I also have to grab a power tool because you can see it's bolted to the floor. So we're gonna go figure out what socket that is and come back in a second. I'm going to assume, I think it's gonna be an 11. So we have my handy dandy Ryobi Impact. Grabbed an 11. Actually, I should probably test it first. Holy hell, it was. Okay. And we gotta take it off. So let's, oh, it is, rest assured it is on there good. Actually, right. Oh gosh. I was like, this is not coming off. Okay, one down. 4 more to go. That one was a lot easier. First one was at an angle. These are some pretty serious bolts. It's like, or not really bolts, but they're pretty big. Don't know if y'all can see them, but I'm gonna keep these seem decent. I'll leave the impact for anything else. I did get a new cup. Proud of myself. Trying to stay hydrated. Here. Let's see. Let's get the rest of this crap open. So, this is something we screen printed here. We sent this to the facility in Cleburne so they could run a test sample, which they didn't run a test sample on this sweatshirt, but they did run a sample on this, and you guys can hopefully see, this is the goal, which I'm sure many of you have seen a very similar finish on the ends of blankets. So similar effect, but on the hoods of things is really the goal. You could probably do it at the bottom here. Maybe the sleeve, I don't know, because I've never used this piece of equipment before in my life. And I didn't get to ask all the questions because anybody who knows me, I come with a whole lot of questions. So, move you guys in a little closer. This is from the Merrow company. It's the brand. It's an 18E. All of that packing and shipping for this tiny little contraption. They apparently already threaded it for me since they did run the sample, but it's probably going to take some learning because they cut it off and I don't really know where the yarn is supposed to go or anything like that. They have a foot pedal. It does look like some stuff is zip tied and I don't know if it is or is not supposed to be like that. I'm going to assume it is not. Might help if I actually show y'all the foot pedal. Okay, that seems like it's functioning. this is the part I'm uncertain about. I will have to go to YouTube and figure that portion out. I think that's to hold the yarn, maybe. But I think it comes off of there. Probably goes up here on this table because there is some slots and some okay, that's the belt. Not sure. So I will resort to YouTube at this time and take this off of here and see if I can figure it out very quickly and run a sample. So I will return. Okay, so I didn't make it very far on YouTube, but I did realize that it's not called an Irving stitch. It's actually a crochet stitch, which probably should have been like a duh moment because that's really what it actually looks like. But it is from like the Merrow brand, but it does a crochet stitch with yarn, and you can use like obviously any yarn colors that you want. But I did go to YouTube to realize I was wrong about what the stitching method was called. So now I'm on the right page, which is good. But on YouTube, they don't really show what do I do from here, like how do I build this machine, like where does the yarn go. It's mostly just videos on the machine running, and then also there's no information quite yet on, or that I've come across, because obviously these methods are like a little bit older, very traditional, which is extremely cool to learn. Nothing against that, but I need to figure out how do you seal the edges, because if a client was to receive this, you don't want their sweatshirt or them seeing that their sweatshirt is maybe in their eyes falling apart, which is furthest from the case, but accidents do happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of document me taking apart these last few components that I have underneath here and seeing if I can kind of figure it out. I'm hoping I can figure it out because I really want to wrap up this video literally today. Like, I want to post it today because I have already learned that if I do not film and record and upload the same day, it definitely means it's not getting done. So I'm gonna power through this, and hopefully y'all stick with me, and we're gonna figure this out. Okay, now that I struggled because I'm short and I didn't know what the heck I'm doing, I did like get this little thing attached, but I have no idea what this goes to. I thought it was the foot pedal. I don't know if it's like for an emergency. I don't know if it's for shits and giggles, like, because this is the foot pedal. So I don't know what this is for after I wasted all my time trying to figure that part out. So I will have to, I don't know. It attached to the back of the machine, like right here. But again, for what? It looks like it's an emergency stop. But I really hope my fingers aren't getting caught in there, so I don't know. So then I realized that this, okay, attaches here, which based off of the other stitching machine I recently got, I realized you have to keep the threads elevated so then that way they don't like get clogged on themselves, which this doesn't seem right at all because you can already see that this ball of yarn is going to get trapped upon itself. So I'll have to wait to deal with a supplier to figure this part out, but at least I have this threaded now, and I got this threaded by tying the old string. You can see right here, tying the old string, like the old yarn, to the new one that I just attached. Obviously, when you pull everything through, it's not going to go through to the needle, but I can clearly see how they have the threading like wrapped around the back of the machine. So I can just re-thread that myself. But I think I'm gonna go get an extension cord and I'm about to connect this and run my first one. Cheers. Okay, so getting the new yarn threaded was not easy at all. I thought that I could simply just use like this thread tool, but that didn't work, so I had to use some tweezers and figure it out. But that was super stressful, and I did not film any of that because it took a really long time. So now that, oh, my tweezers. Now that I kind of have this situated, I am already plugged it in and I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, so it has power. Literally nothing exciting happened by any means. I'm gonna press the foot pedal. Okay. Okay. It did start stitching itself. I'm so like flabbergasted by this because there's not even like any bobbin, which is wonderful because dealing with bobbin stuff is terrible. So I'm gonna try on this sweatshirt hood because I've never obviously done this before. But I'm gonna look at the other sweatshirt hood to see if they embroidered around the hoodie string. Okay, so going back to this, no, they pushed the hoodie string away, but then on this sweatshirt it has like already a running stitch around where the hoodie string goes. So I'm not really sure how that's gonna work. I don't think you can run it on these kind of hoodies. So I'm gonna grab a different hoodie. Ugh, the blue one is the same way. You know, for the sake of the video, we are just gonna suck it up and see if this works or not. So I'm gonna try to move the sweatshirt hood cord string as far over as I can. And I guess, so the needle is in the up position right now, but the foot, oh, okay, I see that the foot is down. I think that's what has to do with, okay. So I had no idea what this string went to. Like remember the foot pedal? So it goes to this other pedal that lifts the presser foot. But I don't know how it's supposed to go. Try to record again. So as I was about to try, I realized the presser foot was down, and then I was like interrupted, and anyways, then I was like, oh, that's like what this string is for, is to, when you push the pedal down, it pulls up the foot, which I'll put y'all back on the stand in a second. So I thought in my toolbox I would have something to like make this like contraption work, but given that I just want to finish the video, it is unfortunately going to have to look like that this time being, because I just need it to solely lift up the presser foot. Anyways, so we are going to try this again in a haphazard manner now that the sun is like already on its way down, because gosh, I freaking hate daylight savings time. Okay, anyways, I was trying to use this, had all sorts of stuff. Anyways, the power is on. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. All I know was that I need to figure out how to lift up the presser foot. So here we are. Try this again. And again, as I had mentioned, this hoodie has a hoodie string, and this isn't really going to work. So we are gonna graciously balance and attempt. Okay, that is as far as the presser foot lifts, which that's, to me, not quite enough, but whatever. I've never really done this before. Okay, so now I'm gonna set the presser foot back down, and I'm gonna run the machine. I think, I hope, without cutting any fingers off. We're I was like, I just ran this. Okay, as expected, I felt like my yarn did not have its life together. I don't think I have this correct. I tried watching YouTube and there was literally absolutely no information at all about this. So we're straight up just winging it right now. Oops, I gotta get used. This is opposite. A regular sewing machine, you press down, and this machine is opposite, which is fine. Just it's. I'm trying to not pinch the hoodie string while I do this. So yeah, the yarn fiasco is a mess. I need to figure this out. So I'm gonna move you guys over here to kind of just look at what I'm doing. Actually, let's take y'all on this side right here. So, like I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with the yarn fiasco. I will talk to somebody else who also has the same machine, hopefully early next week, and find some solutions to my problems. Anyways, you can see that what I did so far is fine, you know. Like I said, I just don't also know how you're supposed to finish these, so okay. But I'm gonna just finish this hood so I can ensure that I kind of know what I'm doing. Oh my god, way too fast. Okay, so the faster you go, look at how tight knit it is. Like, holy cow, that's not really the style that I'm looking for. Probably doesn't help that I'm not sitting either. And we're back with the disaster with the yarn. This yarn is just gonna absolutely infuriate me. I am just trying to get by, like, with this. Like, I just want to finish the hood. Okay. Oh no, it unthreaded. So, since it unthreaded, threading this was not easy. That is a whole video within itself. So, since I have to rethread it, I don't know how to lift the needle up. It is in the up position. There it goes, okay. So you can see there's a hole now because I just yanked the hoodie out of here because the needle was like in the down position. Anyways, the yarn snapped because this is what I'm working with. I'll rotate y'all over there. Look at this little fiasco of a yarn ball. So this is not right, obviously. And so now it ripped the yarn because I was running the machine, and see, the yarn already fell back off the thing. And rethreading this, I'm gonna take y'all off here. Rethreading this thick fluffy substance into the tiny freaking hole right there is not fun. So this is about as good as it's gonna get for today. You can see that's where I pressed super hard on the foot pedal and it went really, really fast. It's a super tight crochet, and then this is where I was barely pressing on the foot pedal, and it's more of like a style, whereas this looks like a finishing crochet knit. This is more of like a patterned one. So that is it for the day, because I'm proud that I got it all open. At least was able to sew something. I absolutely need to figure out what the heck I do with this yarn, so that will come about. And I also need to figure out where this is gonna go in our facility. So with that being said, I'm going to unmount it off the pallet put the pallet in the back, and wrap it up. So with this being said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this big box. There's a lot of stray dogs at our office right now, and I feel like I should put the box outside so the stray dogs could lay in it. But I don't think that's good. So I'm gonna have to break this down. That's why I drove the truck today, so I could put it in the bed of the truck and go dump it in the dumpster. Maybe I'll time lapse me taking it off of the pallet. I think that'll be fun, and I think it'll be a good way to finish the video. So thank you guys as always for watching. I hope this makes things a little less nerve-wracking for yourself when you choose to buy new equipment, and that you should just go ahead and wing it, much like I do, just to ensure that like you're not like, you know, not, I don't want to be like, oh, you should just pick one thing and stick with it. I think it's so important to be diverse in the workplace, and that is really what we're doing here. We have just taken on a lot of new embroidery equipment, and I think I have one more piece that I want to add to our arsenal. We've gotten some new embroidery machines in, which I have not filmed any of that stuff yet. We are still testing the machines because we want to ensure that the quality is just as good as what we were using when we were running our Melco machines. So maybe there will be some footage of that in the future. But yeah, cheers. You should always think about growing your business and doing something you might not be very comfortable with.